Testing, testing. Hello, am I back? There we go. I accidentally pressed the stop streaming button. Does this work? Oh no, not that one? Does that not work? I don't want to do this. I don't want to... You stopped the stream. That's my fault. I'm sorry. There has to be something. Straw poll. That's the one I was remembering. Straw poll is the one that we want. Resend the link. I'm gonna try straw poll. Straw poll is the one that I remember. I think that one's the easier one. Description? Nah. Okay. So we have cat girlfriend. YOLO car. That's all I need, right? Okay. We'll do straw poll. So it's easier. We could just use chat. I know. There's not a lot of you guys. We could just talk it out and hash it. Hashtag. I know. I was saying. Do I have pick? You guys, seriously? It's still 50-50 cat girlfriend YOLO car. There you go. YOLO car. Going once, going twice. 3 strikes. Looks like we're getting in the car. Game over. Okay. The car jerks into reverse as the stranger pulls it out of the driveway and down the road. She floors it and you flatten your ears at the sudden acceleration. Who are you calling? The stranger asks. My mom. A pause. Is there any answer? Hi, mom? No, there's something wrong with dad. No, I'm home. We just arrived. He collapsed. The car suddenly slows and then speeds up again. You sink your claws into the carpet and close your eyes. The sudden movement out of your control makes you a little nauseous. We tried that, but 911 was busy. You gotta come home. I don't know what to do. Don't tell her to come home, the stranger says. Your dad's dangerous. Don't talk about my dad that way, the girl snaps. I'm just trying to help. Mom, are you there? What's going on? More silence. What? Don't go out there, Mom. Lock the door. Mom? Frick! Double frick! What happened? The stranger asks. This car just crashed into her firm's building. These guys stumbled out of it. She went to try to help them. The girl keeps pushing buttons on her phone, keeps bringing it up to her ear, but finally puts it down. The stranger expertly weaves the car in and out of traffic. Where are we going? The girl asks the stranger. My parents' cottage. The calm voices encourage you to jump up onto the back seat. You bring your face up to the window and stare at the blurry, fast-moving world outside. Your parents' cottage? The girl turns to the stranger, a blank look on her face. Why? Years ago, my parents told me that if anything happened, any kind of snap or anything going down, if the end of the civilization occurred, that we were supposed to rendezvous at the cottage and wait for them. Are you sure we should leave the city? I don't know what else to do. The girl nods. I guess that makes as much sense as anything. Wait, what's going on up there? The car slows. Some kind of accident, the stranger mumbles. Should we help? The girl asks. I don't. From your vantage point, you see a sweaty man in a blue shirt stumble up to the car. The girl lowers her window down slightly. Are you okay? She asks him. The man, out of breath, sticks a few fingers through the window. Hey, back off, the girl says. The man pants, a stream of drool sneaking down his chin. Was it? Ba-ba-ba-ba. Should have stolen the sausage from the frying pan. At least that's what a cat would do. That's true. Pile of crap. Snap. The girl quickly rolls up the window as the car lurches ahead. In their panic, the girls don't notice the two detached fingers dropping down into the car, bouncing onto the back seat floor. But you do. TM was just talking about sausages, and here we got two finger sausages rolling into the back seat. Oh no. Okay, here are the choices. If you are curious and want to examine the man's chopped off fingers, turn to page 39. If, however, you decide it's a better idea to ignore them completely, turn to page 47. Question: what do? How do I make new? Fingies, but that's gross. Maybe you're a little hungry. I mean, the fingers, they're now separated from the being, right? Have you seen a lot of zombie movies where the hand or the finger still moves after it's been separated? They're just fingies, two fingies. They can't, I mean, what's the harm they could do? Wiggle like a worm? Or maybe what? Maybe the book will have you accidentally eat them. If you eat the fingies, you'll now become infected. Is that what it's going? Imagine picking up the fingers and the muscles still make the fingies twitch. Like the inchworm that they are, inching ever so. Alrighty. I'm gonna call it 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have got 66% vote fingies. You guys just want to die. You guys just want to go check out these fingies. Okay. The lynch mob has spoken. Curious, examine, page 39. Here we go. The two pale fingers lie inert for a moment, trembling with the movement of the car. You lean close, sniffing, your nose pulsing. One is almost an entire finger, while the other has only 2 joints. They smell very strange. There's blood rimming their serrated edges, but also the scent of something else. That was crazy, the girl says. Everyone's crazy. We're gonna be okay, the stranger states calmly. We just have to get out of the city. Once we're at the cottage, my parents will meet us. They'll know what to do. Suddenly, one of the fingers jerk. You step back, tripping over your hind legs. You have seen birds come back to life when you were sure they were dead. But this is too weird. A detached wing never moved. Now the other fingertip moves. Like an inchworm, it begins to crawl towards you. You back off. You're apprehensive, but at the same time very curious. Can you kill it? You are fascinated by it, the way you are by bugs. Choice time. If you decide to play with the fingers, snag one on page 48. If instead you decide to ignore the fingertips, join the girls in the front seat on page 47. Whoops. So it's going to be the same thing, right? I'm just going to use fingies, no fingies. On the one hand, right? What if these fingies try attacking the girls? Maybe you should try and kill them. But on the offhand, if you're eating undead flesh, right? You're just going to turn into a zombie, right? Are there any shows where if you eat a zombie, you turn into a zombie? Any shows do that? Who's outmatching? Who voted what? I'm curious. Okay. So votes are in. Fingies have outmatched no fingies. Yeah, it was supposed to be the same link. But the options are the same. Fingies, no fingies. Inspect fingies, don't inspect fingies. You voted no fingies, so we are going to inspect the fingies. 48. It's got a picture of the thing. What? People are still voting? Still fingies. Fingies still win. Uh-oh. There's only okay. I don't like the picture of the fingies. Anyway. Experimentally, you dig a claw into the smaller of the 2 fingers. It wiggles like a worm. How is it even moving? You aren't scared anymore. You paw at it, rolling it. The larger finger suddenly moves, as if both fingers were part of the same hand. You bat at it too. Soon, you are on your haunches, watching the fingers with fascination. You put a paw on them, taking grim satisfaction in feeling them struggle underneath your pads. I have to call my brother, the girl says. Where's he? Gilf? He was supposed to come home this weekend too, but I think he's bussing it. I'm not sure when his bus was supposed to leave. You are really enjoying this now. You move the fingers around a bit more and then bring one to your mouth, biting it, holding it in your paws. It wiggles. Your rough tongue holds it in place and you bite even deeper. It's grim. It's grim. Ichor. I know what this word is, but I don't forgot how. Ichor fills your mouth, glazing your tongue. You start to feel woozy. You're in trouble. You jump into the front seat. Can the girl help you? You need help. You're blacking out. Becco, come back? Come back for what? Everything's turning black. Blech. It's oozy blackness filled my mouth. Turn to page 40. Oh, 40 is this way. Oh no, that doesn't look good. Oh crap. I should be bookmarking these pages because now I don't remember how to go backwards. Oh crap. It's okay, we're early and I'm gonna start collecting bookmarks. You jolt awake. You're still woozy. However, there's something wrong with your neck. But you move it and you feel it snap back into place. You smell gasoline. You lick your lips. You taste blood. What were you just biting on? Darkness rings your vision. The two girls are quiet. The stranger has a huge white bag in front of her while the girl has blood on her nose and her head is bent awkwardly. The glass windshield is spiderwebbed. However, you found your way into the front of the car. Slowly you pull yourself up onto the girl's lap. You're having trouble breathing. You pant. You look up at the girl's face. Blood drips from a gash on her forehead. You lick it. You like it. It kind of energizes you. The wooziness continues, but now it's heady. You kind of tremble, like when you're in the middle of a chase. You look over at the stranger. A large bite mark scars her neck. Now you remember. You jumped up onto her shoulder and bit her. The taste was good. And then the shouting. And then the sudden crash. And then the sudden quiet. You push against the windshield trying to get outside. It gives way a little. You lose consciousness, but are dimly aware of time passing, your body moving into the fresh air. Oh, turn to page 25. Things are kind of big. 25. A blurry splash of color as you open your eyes. Unsteadily, you get to your feet. You are unsure what time of day it is, or how long you've been lying in this alley. As you survey your surroundings, a warmth fills you. The absolute sense that you are not alone, and that you are loved, grips you. You sense others, not far, they're close. As you take in the fences, it's almost as if you can sense your friends behind them. Beyond them, inside houses, on the streets. You sense their presences, the way you used to have a scent map of the territory. The fish store and its pungent, sharp stench, the bookstore with its musty, dry aroma, the familiarity of your house. No other house smelled like it. And now you can feel the others. Some stand in the houses, waiting. Some are in the sky. Some are in the sewers. Others are moving. spreading love and connectedness. So much that's still unfamiliar. Your whole impulse is to turn the unfamiliar into the familiar. You want everything to smell like you. And beyond, behind it all, underlying everything, a fierce intelligence. And now you're a part of it. Something journeys through your body and reknits all your muscles and limbs. In a moment, your senses are even more magnified, connecting you to your larger but slower collective. You jog to the end of the alley, your senses reaching out, touching the others, and assessing others, still humans, rats, birds, and those still apart, unconsciously or unconnected. You are trying to fold everyone into one. By the sidewalk, you pause, peering around the brick wall. Blah, 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 blah. Cars loom in the street, haphazard. Not the ordered lines you are used to. Before, when you were, a cat, you were very sensitive to noise. But now it's almost as if you can see it, perceive the invisible. Across the street in the alley, you hear a small whine. The noise streams like a plume from the dumpster. Quickly, you cross the street and duck into the alley opposite. You sit in a shadow of a cardboard box and watch the dumpster. You sit in a shadow. Blah, blah. Oh, I read that. Sorry. Blah. The wail stops, then starts again. Shh, shh, you hear. All is quiet for a moment. Then the squeal of moving metal. A woman pushes open the lid of the dumpster and looks out. She scans the alley. You stay stock still, hoping she won't notice you. She looks delicious. Finally, she throws out one leg and clambers to the ground, but she has something in her arms, something that looks even more delicious. Wrapped in the blue blanket, a baby sees you immediately and stares. Fresh meat. That's not part of the book, that's me. Fresh meat. The woman holds the baby in one arm while trying to retrieve something from inside the dumpster with the other. She can't bend over far enough, however. Just one sec, hun. She kisses the baby and with infinite care places it on the ground. Then she boosts herself up into the dumpster lip and swings back. Now is your chance. You trot over and look at the kid. He smells so fresh. He stares up at you with his wide eyes. They are trembling and moist. But you bite the most obvious bit, the kid's nose. You straight up go for his nose. Oh my goodness. Immediately he starts crying. The woman's head appears at the top of the dumpster. Hey, she screams. With blazing speed, she jumps out and tries to kick you, but you dodge easily and run down the alley. You turn to see her attending to her baby. Oh God, she screams. No, no. She brings the baby up to her face and examines his nose. She tries to wipe the blood away. The baby is screaming and screaming. You love all this noise. It will bring the others. These two need to experience the love you have to share. This is really creepy. The cat has perceived this as love. In your other life, as a cat, you spent a lot of time alone. So creepy. You wanted, well, not Mikey apparently. Mikey didn't vote for fingies. Mikey didn't want to inspect fingies any further. A baby though? Baby is fresh meat. Pardon. In your other life, as a cat, you spent a lot of time alone. You had infinite disdain for dogs, who seemed to need to be around others all the time. But now, that's all changed. You never feel alone, and you don't miss it one bit. The others are always with you, and they are closing in. In fact, you turn, and you see one of your friends just come into the alley from the other end. He pants a greeting at you and moves forward. Howdy, zombie cuz, how you doing? I'll finish your dirty work. The woman sees him, though, and escapes to the street. We gotta go, baby, we gotta. She stops at cars and tries their doors one by one. You watch her closely. This is evil. This cat is just watching this poor woman struggle with her baby. Without knowing how, you know that given enough time, she'll manage to escape. You start wailing, a high howl designed to travel as far as sound can to better help the others get here in time. The woman is startled by the sound. Her movements grow frantic. She runs from car to car. Nothing opens for her. From other alleys, more figures. All friends. The woman spins, seeing them. No, no! Finally, a door opens. She slips into the car and bends down, tries to hide her presence from your friends, but it's too late. You keep howling and jump on the car's hood. She stares at you wide-eyed. She screams something at you, but you can't hear her over your howl. Your friends come to your location and start pawing at the car windows. You stop howling and simply gaze at her. She's not looking at you anymore. She is looking at her baby. The baby was crying, but now it's quietened. Ah, you can sense it. It's faint, but the baby's becoming a friend. The woman is weeping and her tears are sliding down her face. More figures surround the car. They push at it, trying to open it. Now you can fully feel the baby. It turns its head to you, to look at you. Then it looks up at the woman. He starts pawing at her with his moist, panting mouth. He tries to bite at her. She pulls back. The poor baby. He keeps trying, raising his little head to bite at her. She closes her eyes. Oh, baby, she mouths. Oh, my baby. Around you, your friends are pushing the car back and forth. They sync their movements. Inside, the woman and the baby sway. The woman's face crumples and she sobs. You stand on the rocking hood, watching the woman and child. Then the woman pulls up her shirt, exposing her breast. Shutting her eyes, she brings the baby to it. Her face grimaces in pain as the baby bites it. Blood spills and stains her hand and the baby's mouth. Won't be long now. Suddenly a huge boom beside you. A head explodes. More heads pop, and their bodies fall. Your friends stop rocking the car. You turn to see a large green truck, a man on top standing with a long rifle. Choice time. That's very sad. That's very sad. We're evil. We're evil. We've become evil. This is what we become. If you think it's best to play dead, turn to page 51. If instead you want to hide, run away, run away to page 173. So I'm assuming this is the military, right? What's options? Play dead and run? Let that guy trick shot that cat. We deserve to get shot after what we just did to that poor woman. That poor woman. She just, her baby. And she's just like, you know what? He's a zombie. I might as well just breastfeed him one last time. Maybe. I don't know if that, like, let's say it. And you're just watching. You're just sitting on the car hood just watching all this. I'm wondering when we'll die though, and then I have to figure out like how to go back. I have to backtrack at what certain points. You want to run? You want to be shot at? I mean, it would make sense, right? They'll shoot at the cat. I mean, do we look like zombies? I assume we look like the cover now, right? We've got the blood stained face. That's who we are. So I'm pretty sure they'd be like, that cat's a zomb. That cat's a zomb. Go after the cat. Okay. Closing the poll in 5, 4. Oh, dig. I need one more vote to break the tiebreaker. Should I stay or should I go? If I stay, there will be trouble. And if I go, there will be double. So I gotta let you know. Should I stay or should I go? One more. I need one more vote. I'll close it after the last vote. I need one more vote. One more vote. Why? Who voted? Who did this? Who did this? Who gridlocked? Do I have to vote to break the tie? Do I have to vote? If I were to care about living, it would be the playing dead. But if we are curious about wanting to try to end this route, because how are you guys feeling about this route? How are you guys feeling about being this creepy zombie cat? How are you guys feeling about being evil? It's very creepy. It's very creepy. I want to spread my love. We can keep going. We can try to see like how long this goes or where this adventure takes us. It feels creepy. Happy Halloween. It feels very creepy. It is. Cats are evil. I mean, you know. Vote play dead. We'll play dead then. I'll do the play dead. Let's see how long this creepy. I want to know if there's like you can be a zombie cat and then like eventually he'll be like, you know what? Maybe I don't want to be evil, right? Is there a case for the zombie cat? Can he feel otherwise? Right now he's just like so connected to the hive mind, but he still has like intelligence, I guess. But the baby and the mother part, Made it twisted. It was so twisted. It was really bad. Fresh meat. Yes, soon he'll succumb. Okay, play dead, page 51. Hydration. Okay. And a stretch. Cracking the back. I know, it's not a lot of movement. Hope you guys are okay with the reading. Okay. Thank you, Mikey, for taking care of me like a Tamagotchi. Okay, 51. Oh, okay. You drop down onto the car hood. Little specks of blood mist over you as your friends' heads are blown off. A little pain in your heart each time, like candles going out. Finally, they are all down. Bodies sprawl atop each other, strewn around the car. Woo! Nice shooting, someone in the truck says. One shot, one kill, mother trucker, the man holding the rifle says. More like 15 kills, the other person laughs. The man with the rifle gets out of the truck and slings his long gun across his back. He reaches for his thigh holster and pulls out a smaller gun. He jogs over to the car and peers inside. Ma'am? The woman looks at him with glazed eyes. He takes in her bloody nipple and panting baby. Oh God, he mutters and shakes his head. What is it? A voice crackles in the radio. Something terrible, the man responds. One of your friends on the ground grabs at his ankle. The man jumps back. Frick! Some of them aren't dead! With his small gun, he systematically shoots your friend's head again, making sure. Then he aims through the windshield, killing the mother and baby. And then, almost as an afterthought, he kills you too. The end. What was the last page? No way, I know. He was just like, you know what? Double tap. Double tap. Okay, so here's the options. We can go back one step and do the runaway route. Do we want to do the runaway route, or do we want to go back to a different point in the story? You want to do the other option? Okay, we can do the other option. So 173. Here we go. So, if we ran away, as your friends are being shot, you run. But when you reach the ground, you realize the best place to hide is under the very car you were standing on. You zip under the car and your heart breaks as each shot is followed by the body of a friend falling to the ground. The bodies drop and pile around the car. Finally, it's quiet. The truck rumbles over and the sharpshooter calls out, "Ma'am, are you in the car? Are you okay?" Silence. "Ma'am, wave if you understand me." Any response? A voice through the radio asks, "No, let's just move on." She's non-responsive. Maybe she's in shock. "No, I see." Oh, snap! A silence. "Hold on a sec." Another 2 shots crack the air. Above you, 2 lights wink out like stars. All right, now let's move on. The truck rumbles forward. You follow them. For the next hour, the truck creeps along streets, killing your friends, taking note of where survivors are. You take note of them too, and you communicate this to the collective. Finally, the green truck arrives at what looks like a base camp and slows. Turn to page 79. Are zombies like a hive mind? Was it 79? Just being like, humans over there. Over there. You know this place. You used to sometimes come here when you were just a regular cat. The large park is home to a swimming pool, a gazebo, tennis courts, and a central building. But right now, a large chain link fence surrounds the perimeter, buttressed by large green vehicles and tall supporting poles planted in the grass. In the past, you were wary about going to the park because a huge roadway rims it, and the cars went very fast. But not today. Today, the only vehicle moving is the large green one about to enter the camp. Men in matching uniforms carry rifles and stand on top of the vehicles, scanning the road. You gaze at the various bodies littering the street. Some of them are missing their heads. Others are still alive, but barely. You can sense in them little sparks of life. You need to get inside the camp. As the large truck enters the main gate, you notice all the sentries turn to watch it. Now is your chance. Scurrying along the dead bodies, you make your way to the fence. Most of it is inaccessible, but there is one place where there is a cat-sized hole because of a particular divot in the ground underneath the fence. You squeeze inside and find yourself in a city of similar green tents. Further down, you hear some shouting. Curious, you move down the line of tents and see a separate fenced-in area. Green uniformed men and women surround it. A man, completely naked, a pile of clothes at his feet, yells at them. "No, I got this the other day." He taps at his shoulder where part of his skin is missing. "Before whatever's been happening, I'm not infected. It was an accident in the garage where I work." "Sir, please put your clothes back on." "No, you can't send me back out there." The naked man sits down on the flattened grass. "I deserve protection. You're the army, aren't you? Well, you work for me. I pay my taxes. I'm entitled to protection." "Sir, put your clothes back on, please." The naked man just shakes his head. "Sir, we'll send you out there without your clothes," one of the uniforms says. The man frowns, then stands. Wouldn't you? You butt nuts." The man begins to put on his clothes. Suddenly a scream. A woman comes running over to the fence from inside the camp. "Jack!" she says, putting her fingers into the chain link. "Ma'am, stay back." A shoulder chasing her grabs her around the waist and pulls her back from the fence. He looks at the other soldiers. "Sorry," he says sheepishly. "She ran from the dining area." "Hey, don't touch her," the man yells. He drops his clothes and presses against the fence. "Riley, I'm here." "Uncle Jack." The woman reaches out to the man. "They won't let me in," the man says. "They think I'm infected." The woman looks at the soldiers. "What's wrong with you? Let him in." "Ma'am, get back to the dining area." A couple soldiers begin to drag the woman away. "No, no!" She is screaming the whole time. The man yells at them. Finally, it's quiet again. The man stands, half naked, weeping, holding his shirt in his hands. The gate opens and the man walks out. "Tell my niece that I love her," he tells the soldiers. "You probably won't, but if there is any shred of humanity left in you, you'll tell her." The man stands just outside the gates, looking lost. "Good luck, sir," the soldier says. The man calls back over his shoulder. Ars hers." He is an easy target. You consider following him. Option time. If you decide to exit the camp and follow the man, turn to page 82. If you decide instead that you want to find a quieter area, turn to page 85. There is, however, the whiff of food in the air. Though your tastes don't align with your previous diet as a cat, you know that where there is food, there is people. If you want to bring your new, particular brand of love to the people, turn to page 84. Okay, we've got multiple options here. We have we've got follow man, we've got get out of there, or the way this cat thinks is terrible. Oh my god, of course you guys would still patent pending, still patent pending. Things can still change. You guys can still have a change of heart. You guys can still have a change of heart. Patent pending, patent pending. I like the way it abbreviates. It's bring love. Bleh. Okay, going once, going twice, going 3 times, and looks like we're bringing love to the camp. 84. You follow your nose. Like a toucan. No. You follow your nose to a clearing in the tents. A crowd of people sit at plastic picnic tables, eating. Their voices are tense. Or terse? They're terse. Their voices are terse and restrained. You don't know what they're saying, but you know how they're saying it. On one side, food is being served up in enormous pots. A plastic pallet full of bottled water is torn open, and half the bottles are dispersed amongst the people there. Piles of luggage are stacked on the other side. People eat off their plates, eating with plastic utensils. Suddenly, a motion on your right. It's a girl. She's a younger human. She bends down and puts your plate on the ground in front of you. Kitty, she squeals, delighted. The motion is familiar. You smell the food, a stew of some kind. It smells all wrong now. In the past, you would have been curious. Human food is not so fascinating now. You look at the little girl. You look at her wrist. You are momentarily confused. You used to be governed primarily by food, but now it's taken a secondary priority. Now that you know about the collective and their overwhelming love for you and their desire to spread that overwhelming love to the world, and how can you and how you can do it by biting this girl's wrists. If you decide to bite the girl, chomp down on page 158. If instead you retreat and explore elsewhere, escape to page 95. Meat's back on the menu. I'm getting more and more lazy with these polls. Do we want to eat the girl or not eat the girl? Eep. This girl tried to offer us food. She's just trying to help the kitty. She sounds like she's a young girl. Probably has a mother, father, parents who hopefully love her. We just love we love targeting the youngins. We love targeting the children, apparently, right? We're staring at this little girl. We went after the baby. Her meat isn't as fresh as baby, but it's still fresh meat. Very fresh meat. Yummy. Going once, going twice, going 3 times a lady. The winner is we're not biting the girl. 95. You mean you don't want to like infiltrate the whole camp? Oops, where was I? You have to have like a tactic of like having multiple fingers in these pages. Okay. Seeing one tent that is larger than the others, you decide to have a look. When you enter, you keep to the edges. You are wary. You don't want to be noticed unless you can use it to your advantage. There are 3 cots in the tent, and you immediately move underneath one. A tall man in a gray suit stands talking to another man in a green uniform. At the far end, a little girl has a suitcase open on a cot. She is rummaging through it. "So, where is my wife?" the gray suit asks. "She's en route to the boat already," the uniform replies. "How are we getting there?" "You and the other VIPs are being flown to an island on the tip of the mainland. There's no infection there. It's a temporary staging area to refuel. From there, we'll get you to Cuba. Island countries seem to be clean for now. From Cuba, we'll settle you on a fleet of cruise ships where we'll regroup." "Dad, what's happening?" the girl asks. "Cupcake, just keep packing your stuff," Gray Suit says to the girl. Then to the uniform, "When are we leaving? 20 minutes soon enough for you?" "I'll send someone to escort you to the helipad." "Don't bother. My daughter and I know where it is, thank you." Gray Suit shakes the uniform's hand and the man leaves. "Come on, Cupcake, we're leaving in 20. "I can't find Mookie," the Gray Suit sighs. "We'll have to leave without him." The girl's face crumbles. "Mookie? No, don't leave Mookie." "I need to find Mookie." "Well, where do you think you could have left him?" "I don't know." The Gray Suit looks around the tent. "Did you have him last night?" "Well, yeah." "We were in a different tent last night." The gray man scratches his chin. "Hold on, I'll go look for him." "Don't go anywhere." The gray suit leaves the tent. The girl keeps looking through her suitcase. Then she abruptly leaves the tent. Wait, Dad! Choices. You were getting tired of running around. Her suitcase seems like a nice cozy place to take a rest. If you slip into the girl's suitcase, turn to page 114. Can a cat even survive in a suitcase? If, however, you still want to explore the other tents, go for it on page 85. What are we going? I'm gonna make this poll while talking about a story. So like, I have a sibling who happens to work for security of interstellar galactic travel, and she regales me stories, and is just like, there was one time a woman wanted to sue her outpost station because their cat died. And what had happened was, you know, the woman didn't want to pay. You know, when you bring pets aboard, you have to pay for a separate seat for them, right? They have to have their own seat like a human. Well, this woman didn't want to do that. They didn't want to pay for the extra. So they tried shoving the cat into a suitcase on a carry-on. Right? But the cat, of course, did not like being shoved in suitcase or baggage, like a duffel bag, and kept moving around. And of course, that looks a little bit sus. And the woman's just like, I don't want my cat to be moving around in said duffel bag. And so she asked a member of staff if she could borrow some duct tape. And of course, the member of staff was a little bit confused and was unsure about what the duct tape was for, and just gave her duct tape. And it can be seen on camera, the woman proceeding to stifle the bag and scrunch it up and wrap it really, really tightly with duct tape until it stopped moving, and then just tightly duct taping the whole thing, and then proceeding to shove it through the x-ray machine. Of course, it's with heavy condolences and unfortunateness that the cat did not survive. And the woman was so upset, she wanted to sue the facility and blame them for killing her cat. She was blaming them for killing her cat. But like, it's just like, I mean, it's I just don't know. So it's kind of like, I don't know if we can survive. Granted, I guess we are a zombie cat. We technically don't need to breathe, right? We don't need certain luxuries that a regular cat would. So I mean, that might be okay. Who knows? But typically, I don't think creatures tend to live or survive in suitcases comfortably, you know. It's very bad. You need proper ventilation. What do we do? Are we going in the suitcase? Are we going on a trip to my favorite rocket ship? cogs. I'm still waiting for you guys to vote on choices. While you guys vote on choices, I will regale of another story that my sibling has regaled me with. She has told me one time there was someone who tried to go through the checkpoint, and they were acting kind of funny and sus, right? Being very fidgety and very uppity and highly agitated, easily agitated, right? Very agitated indeed. And they were just like really finicky and just like, you know, doing a lot of motion. Very slightly, maybe it looked inappropriate kind of emotions there. It's kind of the hips were moving in ways that they shouldn't have been moving. Of course, eventually, something got flagged. He was flagged as suspicious, and they were like, "Okay, sir, we're gonna have to inspect you further." And then he went with them, and he had to do a very deep, thorough inspection. And well, he what they found was I think it was like a dozen sedated hummingbirds strapped to the lining of his pants. He had hummingbirds strapped along like his pants, up and down his legs. They were sedated. They were like sedated and like wrapped in as if they were like little pill poppers, you know, just kind of tucked in little pockets in the inside of his pants. And I guess one of the hummingbirds had woken up from its sedation and was pecking at his nads. And that's why he was very fidgety, because the bird was not happy about where they were and was just pecking at his nads. People will do really weird things to get through dimensional barriers. You know what I mean? To get through security and do whatever it is that they want to do with hummingbirds. I wonder if there's a market for hummingbirds. Do you think there's a market for hummingbirds? I never imagined there would be. Who owns a hummingbird for a pet? There's a market for everything. Cugs, what do you want to do? Do you want to go into the suitcase, or do you want to keep exploring? What is it that you would like to do today? Explore it is. 85. Venturing further into the nest of tents, you encounter even larger ones. You see a slit in the side of one and you poke your head in. You see two cots set up, one on either side, both occupied. The soft sounds of snoring men fill the space. One of the men has his arm hanging down to the ground. You move over to it and bite it. Wow. The man wakes, then screams. The other man jumps awake and pulls out a gun from underneath his pillow. He fires at you. You run. You dash along the line of tents. The sound of panicked voices. "Cat! There's a cat in here! It's biting!" Distantly, an alarm whines. Now you hear something else, something very familiar. A chorus of barks. There are dogs here. They'll be coming for you. Suddenly, a soldier rounds a bend and sees you. He fires his gun. You duck around a corner and run the other way. A dog has just spotted you. You deck down. Is that supposed to be duck? You deck down a third path. You deck down a third path and head back into the tent city where the dog hot on your scent. Then you hear a voice. "Marv, heel, heel." Curious, you look back. The dog stares back from a distance. A woman in uniform stands behind him. The dog barks, but makes no move to chase you. Why did it stop? As you stare, a black bag is slipped over your head. A drawstring tightens around your neck. You howl, resisting, but you are pulled roughly into a larger canvas bag, then lifted into the air. You hear a voice. "Got him! Thanks for flushing him out. Get him to the lab. They were looking for a sample." Moments later, you are put on a truck. You hear its grumbling engine. Blah, 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 blah. Despite your discomfort, you can't do anything, so the collective shuts you down and lets your body sleep. Oh no, you've doomed us. Turn to page 76. Well, maybe you're the answer to the cure. 76. Dop, dop, ding, dop, dop, ding. The next time your eyes open, you are in a cage, or rather, a box. Clear plexiglass surrounds you on all sides. You get up slowly, your paws on a clean white plastic floor. You walk over to the plexiglass and bump your nose against it. Little holes let in air. Beyond the glass, you see a sterile white room with cupboards. There are more empty cells of varying sizes. On the other side of the room, a door opens. A woman and a man in white coats step in. The man sets up a tripod with a camera on top and aims it at you. The woman has a small white cardboard box in her hand. "He looks normal," the woman remarks. She gets close to your cage and peers at you. "What'd you expect?" the man asks. "I don't know," the woman says. As an objective viewer, I'm not supposed to expect anything. Considering the circumstances, though, how could you not expect something, right? His eyes are pretty bloodshot, though. He's rather still. Calm, I would say. Unusually so. "Hold on," the man says. "Stop with your observations until I'm recording." A small red light appears on the camera. "Is it on yet?" the woman asks. "Just a moment, I'm focusing." The woman checks her watch. "All right, go," the man says. Do I need to timestamp this?" "No, it's on the recording." "Okay." The woman steps over to your cage and slides the roof open just a bit. Then she tips the white box. A small mouse is dropped into your cage. It hits the ground and immediately looks for cover. It runs into the corner and stands there, trembling. Its shiny pink eyes stare at you. "Do you? If you bite it and turn it into one of your brethren, turn to 210. If you decide to let it be for now and see what they will do, turn to page 135. What do, guys? What do?" I feel like it'd be funny if it was just like, "You're not interested in the rat." Bite or no bite? They're trying to find a cure. You're probably not gonna. I mean, I guess I would say they're not going to let you live. Theoretically, a lot of subjects don't live if it's early on. You guys all want to bite the mouse? Okay, okay. 210. You just have two animals staring back. You move toward the mouse. It starts it starts to crap itself, rears up on its hind legs and puts its puny arms out in front of it. You bite down on the whole of it. Take it into your mouth. It struggles inside your mouth. Your rough tongue keeps it in place as your teeth sink into it. Its blood mingles with your saliva. Then you drop it. The mouth falls, stunned. It shudders a little, then is still. Is it dead? The man asks. He steps out from behind the camera. The woman looks closely. I don't think so. I think this is the infection. We have to wait for it to take hold. The woman slides the cover of your cage open a little and drops another mouse in for you. By this time, the first mouse you bit is coming around. You're starting to sense it. You decide to leave the second mouse for the first one to love. Seeing you, the second mouse tries to hide behind the first one. Then suddenly, the mouse you turned leaps on the second one. This is so creepy, the man says. We've got our own private little zombie apocalypse happening here, right before our eyes. At least we won't run out of test subjects. We can always make more. The woman licks her lips. Let's try him with something bigger. The woman leaves the room for a few minutes, coming back with two large men. Wait, they're gonna sacrifice people? What? Isn't the point to be like solving this? Why are they? Do these men know? Like, are they okay with this? Okay. It's for science. Everything's for science. With two large men in black t-shirts. Between them, they have hold of a slow, smiley man in a gray shirt and pants. They escort him into another cell and sit him down on a chair. Then the black t-shirts leave. Hi, Randall, the woman says sweetly. Hi, miss. Randall smiles back at her. No hi for me, Randall? The man asks. Randall looks away. Well, F you too, Randall, the man says. The woman laughs. Randall frowns, then sees you. Kitty, Randall says delightedly. Would you like to play with the kitty, Randall? The woman asks. Oh, yeah. The woman comes over to you and lifts your cage up and brings you over to Randall's cell. Opening his door, she leaves your cage on the floor. She closes Randall's cell door and pushes a button. A little green light on the handle blinks on. Randall comes over and lifts the cover off your cage. Oh, my sees too. He reaches in and starts stroking you excitedly. Oh no. They're sacrificing someone who's like, I don't okay. For science. Do you want to bring love to Randall? Turn to page 218. If instead you decide not to infect him at this time, turn to page 135. Do we want to love Randall or not love Randall? How do you say Randall is not a strong contributor to in terms of apocalypse. They're sacrificing non-contributors. That's, I mean, he don't know any better, but we can love him. We can love him. We can love Randall, and then we give Randall all the intel that he needs, and Randall will just do it. We'll accept Randall. We'll accept him for everything that he is, and so much more. He'll be more. We make him more. He'll be part of the collective, part of the family. Part of the family. I really wonder what would have happened if we decided not to do any of the bites. But I guess that would be a case for another day. Blip. I'm sad. I'm sad that they're deciding to make their own human zombie, as if there isn't enough out there already. There should be more than enough test subjects for them. What do you think, Cooks? What are your thoughts? Charles in charge of our days and our lives. And I think Charles in charge of me. Ideally, I think anyway, I think ideally we would want to love Randall. Yes. Yes, Bring on the love. Why why does Mikey say love and then all of a sudden someone votes no love for Randall? I'm gonna love Randall, okay? I don't know. Oh god damn it. I don't know if it's you guys trolling. I don't know if you guys are trolling. Now it's an even split. Now it's love Randall, no love Randall split. I would have to go with love. They're abusing us. They want us to love indiscriminately. I mean, more love to go around. 218. What if they get rid of us? Because we love them. Arching your neck, you bite into Randall's arm. Harg! He screams and backs away. Bad! Bad kitty! He turns to the woman and man. Kitty bite me! Poor Randall, the woman says soothingly. Poor Randall. Randall sits down on the chair and holds his arm. Blood drips on the pure white floor of the cell. Randall makes little whiny noises. At your feet, both mice have now turned. You jump out of the cage and look at Randall. He squeals and gets up, goes to the cell door. He pushes against it. Let me out! Let me out, miss! The woman shakes her head. Poor Randall, she coos. Sit down, Randall. Sit down. He pounds on the plexiglass, starts screaming. You wander over to the other side of the cell and settle on the floor, watching him. Let me out! He keeps pounding against the door, but then falters. He seems to be out of breath. Then he slides down to the floor and sits, panting hard. Randall, the woman calls to him. How are you feeling? He looks at the woman, bleary-eyed. Not so good, miss. I'm kind of feeling bad. How bad? Do you feel like throwing up? Are you going to be sick? No, he mutters, shaking his head. Just bad. Randall closes his eyes and leans back against the plexiglass. The woman walks towards the cell. This seems to happen every time. Newly infecteds go catatonic for a short duration. We saw it with the mice. When Randall comes to, When Randall comes to, he isn't much for talking. You sense him fully now. Somehow, you feel closer to him. Maybe it's because you were the one who turned him, who taught him love. Randall pants at the woman and man. Randall, the woman calls to him. She knocks on the plexiglass. You there? Randall walks towards her, stopped by the plexiglass. All right, the woman says to the man. Let's make more. That's what you want to hear. Let's measure them, before and after. Let's test pain tolerances, weight, stamina, everything, the whole shebang. Over the next few hours, they bring in more humans. They bring more humans in to infect them in the other cells. Using the mice you turned, they infect even more creatures. Dogs, humans, fish. You sense them all. Through their eyes, you even get a better sense of the layout of the building. And then, a sudden realization. There are a lot of you. There are several guards, sure, and more outside the facility. But it's like a zoo. They rely so much on the cages. But cages aren't forever. Not the way love is. Through your brethren, you know that a lot of the humans have gone to sleep. There are barracks at the facility, and many of them are in their own cages. Now is the time. The collective doesn't like this place. Like a cat hates a room it can't get into. The collective is deeply spread the love. The collective is deeply suspicious of this inaccessible facility. But now they are sending others to help you. They are coming. You are unable to penetrate the plexiglass, but Randall has a chance. Randall knows what he has to do. He starts throwing his body against the walls. His body is breaking. His shoulder cracks, is dislocated. But Randall keeps going, impervious to pain, driven by the love of the collective. He pants and grunts, throwing himself again and again, and a small crack appears. The white-coated man appears at the doorway. "Randall!" he screams. Randall keeps hitting that same small crack. "Oh crap, oh crap," the man says and leaves. Randall hits that same spot more times and more frequently than any regular human could, and finally it breaks. It's not easy. Plexiglass is resilient and will only snap, not shatter. But Randall doesn't care. He pushes against the loose plates until they snap, and you are free. You can sense that in every other cell in the facility, your brethren are breaking free as well. Suddenly, an alarm sounds. Whoa, 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 whoa. You and Randall move into the hallway. The white-coated man runs towards you, followed by two men in black body armor. "Oh God, they're out," the man says. The men in black pull the white-coated man behind them and raise their guns. Gunfire fills the hall, and Randall is hit. "Hit his brain," the man screams. You trot as fast as you can down the hall and around the men who are still firing at Randall. More of your brethren burst from the hall doors and storm the men in black. They raise their guns, but are overwhelmed. Randall keeps going. The white-coated woman emerges from a door, sees what's going on, and immediately goes back into her room. The man runs towards the door at the end of the hall, pressing a card hung from around his neck to a sensor on the wall. The door is open and the man runs through it. He's not the only one, however. Your brethren move to keep it open. As more of you spill out into the hall, it becomes easier to just follow the white-coated man as he opens door after door. Finally, you end up in a large room with wide glass doors leading outside. As the man opens this final set of doors, you lead your brethren toward it. The doors open like arms. "They're right behind me," the man screams into the night. As you step into the doorway, bright spotlights flare, and you hear helicopters in the distance. They shine lights down on you as well. "Sir, someone bellows." Blah. "Sir," someone bellows, "come to us. Come toward the light. We have guns trained on the zombies." A chorus of gunfire erupts from below the spotlights. Your brethren are hit. Randall blinks out. His brain is on the ground behind you. Panting and slavering? Panting and slavering, you all march forward. But the guns are too much. They chip away at your army, taking away your allies one by one, leaving your heart in darkness. But when you stretch your senses, you feel something else. "Arg!" the man in front of you screams. "Help has arrived! The community sent an army to help you, and here they are." A spotlight shifts, points down, illuminating the scene for you. Attacking from behind, your brethren take down the men shooting at you. Their body armor has holes and unprotected joints, leaving room for mouths to bite. You and your staggerers join the feast, just like when you were a cat. How you were happiest when everything smelled like you. Now everyone and everything will be tainted with your love. The world's purr rumbles deep inside you, an eternal vibration. The end. We took over the world. That was that ending. Right there. Hooray, we've taken the world. I know. Anyway, that was You Are a Cat in a Zombie Apocalypse. That was, I think that's a good route to kind of end on for the time being. There were so many other options, so many other things. We can try to revisit them next week. We can reread the book and choose choices that we didn't do this time and go through different routes and different stories and adventures. But that'll be for next week. I think I'll probably call it for tonight. I am a bit tired after all of today's escapades. I'm a bit tired. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm sorry if I'm not the best reader. I try my best. I thought it'd be cool to share. I don't know if you guys want me to try to do voices. I know some people might think that it's like doing voices is annoying. I'm not sure. I know some people, I know I'm not very good with my range of voices. I can't do a lot of male voices. So I hope that's not too annoying. But yeah. Or if you want me to like be more ASMR-y and just whisper as opposed to actually trying to act it out, if you guys prefer that. And I'll try not to like laugh and freak out. But it's up to you. That's up to you guys on what you feel, what you prefer. I like being the evil route because it's really creepy. It's kind of creepy. It allows me to like feel the essence of the creepy and be like, yes, share the love. They must have it all, right? That's kind of really fun. It's really fun to play out the creepy love factor. But I mean, that's just me. I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Next week is probably about the same. Monday we'll be playing more of the I thing. And then Tuesday we'll be playing more of some spook themed game. I'm gonna still keep trying to fix the other thing. It might be Dead by Daylight, it might be The Forest, it might be the chibi kawaii Dead by Daylight game. I really like that game. And then Wednesday will be more of this book, more of this reading. How many more weeks? Oh, next week will be the last week. Next week will be the last week to do this reading because I'm only doing this for the month of October. So next week we'll try different routes. And then I still haven't decided yet if I'm going to do a Halloween event stream. You guys have to let me know if I should do a Halloween stream and what I should stream, and if I should just if I'm doing a drinking stream or not. We'll see. I'll have to ask. I'll ask around if anyone else is doing anything special. Scary, spooky skeleton game. Maybe. I think I saw somewhere that we can actually do like watch together movie events, as long as it's a movie that is available on Amazon Prime. I'll have to look more into it. But I think that is an option because I did see a thing pop up for that. But it has to be Amazon Prime, but I'll look into it. But I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, I will see you guys next week. I hope you guys have a good rest of your week and weekend. And if I do any impromptu streams, well, surprise, surprise, hoo-yah. Anyway, goodbye. Thank you for joining today. Bye.